Three, two, one. Hey! Okay, you guys obviously aren't gonna see this. This is like for me, but I am currently like testing out working with visuals for the podcast right now. So I'm filming. My plan is to film on my iPad and then edit on my iPad and sync up all that audio, because the audio is kind of transferable between my phone and my iPad. How many times did I say my iPad right there? Let me leave. I'm not trying to be that person. I'm just like trying to describe. All right, neighbors. I'm trying to describe what's going on. But yeah, so this is just my cold open here. I'm kind of excited to be able to have the visual format. I'm in the middle of setting up the YouTube channel right now. And living life, living large, living like Larry. But yeah, and oh my god, I'm literally like dying right now because part of me really wants to turn on the fan because it is really hot, but I really don't want to mess up the audio, but like I won't be able to breathe or move if I don't have the fan on. So I'm not really sure what to do. It's kind of annoying. And I don't even know. Like, I can't even think. Like, I'm already sweating. Like, I can't. I need to turn on the fan. But yeah. And I was gonna say something before that, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, I always try to drag out these cold opens. But let's just hop right into the intro, y'all. Let's go. It's the King, Not Queen podcast. Yeah. Alright guys, welcome back to the King Not Queen podcast. My name is Dina and I am your host. I'm so sorry if you're very picky about nice, crisp, clean audio. I literally cannot live my life without this fan right now. It is so hot. It is so hot. Oh my god, I literally can't stand my life without this fan. It's so bad. Like, literally, I had to put on deodorant and everything. Like, I'm not doing well right now. I'm looking up how... Oh, my God. It's just so hot. I'm looking up how hot it is. What's the weather? It is... Okay, it's only 85... Actually, 85 degrees is hot. But let me just say this fact right quick. Is that... It feels like it's like 90. Like the humidity is turned up to 1,000. Okay, I'm getting to a soundtrack. This is what I was gonna say before, and before in the cold open where I was like, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I remembered. I was gonna say I have to get this podcast done before I have to go to work, and I have to start getting ready at 2, and it's 1:30. So if I'm blazing through this podcast right now, that's probably the reason. And I got sidetracked earlier, and when I was supposed to do earlier. Okay, moving on. So guys, my birthday is tomorrow. Yeah, okay. My birthday is tomorrow. I'm recording this on Wednesday, June 9th. My birthday is tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah. And that just kind of happens to be, well, okay. I don't know what I'm going to say. Oh yeah, so Thursday is the day I upload. So this is my birthday episode. It's not like you could it's not like there's any balloons or anything. I'm just sitting here, just sitting here. But my birthday is tomorrow, and it also happens to be within this next week my 1-year anniversary of doing the podcast. My trailer came out June 11th last year, 2020. So yeah, give her a round of applause for that. I can't believe I've been doing it for this long. Pretty cool. Yeah, it didn't feel like a year. Well, it kind of did feel like a year, but the year went by quick, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so when you listen to this episode, wish me a happy birthday. Yeah. Okay. With the stupid fan in the background. Also, okay, I'm so sorry I've been gone for a little bit. I've had a pretty hectic last 2 weeks. I think the last episode I posted was hold on, let me check. Hello, you want to work? I think my last episode was May 20th, and that was before my whole life went a little bit into shambles. Uh, After that week, I had two major tests. I had to think, and that was on Monday and Tuesday, usually when I record. And that Wednesday, I was just like done with life. I didn't want to do anything. I was so like tired. So I was just like, I'm not doing this podcast. And then that Friday I had like it was, and then the Thursday just got away from me. And the week after that I was busy with a bunch of like my senior stuff because I graduated high school. I graduated last Thursday, and let me just say it was very hot that day. It was supposed to rain. We got so lucky it didn't rain. I felt droplets on multiple occasions. But it did not, the sky did not open up and it did not rain. And we were truly blessed because it was for sure gonna rain that day and we just got so lucky. Very grateful for that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. My diploma, it's misprinted because our graduation was supposed to be on my birthday. But they pushed it back a week. So yeah, but our diploma still say June 10th. I think because they ordered them too early. That's my theory. So technically, did I graduate? Because my diploma says otherwise. But yeah, so I've been out of school for the past like 2 to 3 weeks, I think, and it just doesn't feel real yet that like I'm done with high school. Like I don't have to go back to high school in the fall. I'm still in school, but I feel like college is just so different that it won't feel the same. Look at me defining what different means. But yeah, that, I don't know, it's just so weird that I just have all this free time now. Like, it doesn't feel like a summer break. It feels a little bit different than a summer break. But yeah, speaking of college, I had to take my placement exam for math yesterday, and let me just say, I felt like, I don't know. It was very, on the part 1 of the exam, all that stuff is so old that it's like algebra stuff that I totally like forgot. Not forgot. I know the basics of algebra, but like it was like a lot of stuff that I'm like, dang, I have no idea how to do this. Oh my god, I just realized the answer to that question. Oh my god, why would I do that? Anyways, okay, that's besides the point. But I don't know. It was a little bit hard, but then parts 2 and 3, which was all about calculus, I was doing so well because I just learned about it, So we'll see how I fare in my math classes in college. I have like a huge plan of just not wanting to take a certain math class because I don't want to be bored. But my mom is saying like, why are you trying to rush through college? And I kind of see her point, but at the same time, why would I waste my time taking a class that I know the gist of the information for, Because you don't really you need basic algebra skills for calculus. I don't know. People who don't know, who are like, what are you talking about right now? I'm so sorry. That's just my brain always thinks in math language. Okay. But yeah, so that's been my weekly, or shall I say like 2 to 3 week recap. It's been a wild ride, and I always say I'm here to say, but I literally am. I have nothing to do. Literally nothing to do. All I do, I'm working, is staying home for the rest of June, and then July, I'm trying to have plans to get my license and do all that stuff. So, yeah. So for June, there should be an episode. Well, not every week of June, but for the rest of June, there should be an episode every week. But yeah, okay. Anyways, I'll say more about that at the end because I have some exciting news, I guess. But yeah. Well, I already said it, so it's not really news. Anyways, let's just move on to the next segment.
Bad movie and TV show review. Bad movie and TV show review. Sometimes they're good though.
That's probably my favorite intro song. It just slaps so hard with my headphones. It literally rattles my headphones. It's so funny. Anyways, all right, welcome back to Bad Movie and TV Show Review. I watched a lot of things in the past 3 weeks, so let's start it off here. Panic, Amazon Prime. I I will say this to my grave. I think I've said this before. Amazon Prime has the best shows. I don't know why, but they have the best shows. They're so underrated. Like, I watched so many shows. The Boys, this one called Hunters, Panic, The Wilds, Them, did I say Invincible, and Hannah. They have so many. Everything is so good on there. I don't understand. Their shows slap. Literally. They're so good. Anyways, so, okay. This show, I wouldn't say is their best. It'd probably be ranked a little bit lower or whatever. But I like the concept. It was giving me nerve. It was giving me, like teenage euphoria. Even though, okay, I feel like a lot of, the main character is the only one who was giving me teenager vibes. Everyone else is giving me, like, not old people, but, like, people who are not teenagers, but are not grown either. You know what I mean? Just, like, 20-year-olds. I'm not saying that's old. I'm saying that's too old. They're too older looking to be playing such a young age. Actually, they're not. Actually, let me take that back, because they're literally graduating high school. So I can't. Hold on. Let me backtrack that statement, because they actually do look pretty good for their age as they are graduating high school, except for like one or two characters. But let me just say, okay, so there was like a forced love triangle that did not need to happen. It always happens this way, where it's like, and it's always like, it's kind of like a trope where it's like two girls and one boy are friends, and the boy has like a serious crush on the girl, and the girl has no idea, and then she all of a sudden comes up with an idea that, oh my god, like, I like him, blah blah blah, but he's kind of moved on, and then they like try to come back, but then there's another guy that she sidetracked. It's always like this. It's always like this. This is happening with another show I just started watching, and it's just kind of annoying. It's not kind of annoying. It's very annoying, because I loved the main girl's relationship with this, like, quote, side dude better than whatever she was having with my guy in her friend group. It was just so much better chemistry. They understood each other. They had, like, boundaries that were healthy. And then this dude is, like, just weird. He was giving me weird vibes. I just, like, whatever. I liked her relationship with the side guy. And I didn't like certain elements of the show, but overall I binged it all in one night. That night, not all of it. I binge watched 8 episodes in one night. I think it was 10. But that night I was having severe allergies. Like, I could not fall asleep. I was sweating. I had a cough. I felt like I was dying, literally. And I watched that show until 5 a.m. I watched the sunrise with that show, and I literally only got 3 hours of sleep. Oh my god, did I have to work that day? What was that day? I had something to do that day, and I stayed up until 5 a.m. And I was so tired for the rest of the day. Like, I could not stand. It was just so bad. But yeah, so I love that show, and I don't really see the need for season 2, but if they can work it, they can work it, and I will watch it. Amazon Prime. But yeah, next show just came out today, episode 1, Loki. Yeah, okay, it was such a nice long episode. WandaVision the WandaVision episodes were too short. Like, they could have fit so much more, but I'm not gonna judge them. I'm not. But this Loki episode was so long. It was 52 minutes. I forgot how much I liked Loki, even though I never watched the first 2 Thor movies, which is where severe character development happens, which I feel like I should go back and watch them, because I just, like, sometimes can't stand accents, but that's a whole different story. But I feel like a lot of his character development happens in those first 2 movies, and there was a lot of references to those 2 movies where I was like, oh, never watched it, so I don't know how this happened. But yeah, there was just, and then there's so many like, there was like a whole thing with like the Infinity Stones, and I'm like, this don't make sense. I'm like, where was the TVA when the Avengers were going through time? He was right to call them out. He was literally so right to call them out. But whatever, it was really good, and there was, I don't know, there was like one scene where I was kind of confused as to why whatever, the DB Cooper scene. If you guys watched it, I was just very confused why that was randomly included. But I feel like that wasn't supposed to be in the first episode. Is it just me? I feel like that wasn't supposed to be in the first episode. But other than that, I like how the TVA works. My man Owen Wilson. And yeah. I like the show so far. It's taking it back to those WandaVision vibes where you could like have your theories. Because with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was like spy action, and this is back to that magical stuff, because in Falcon Winter Soldier there's no magic. Like, it was full on like super soldier serum, which is like, you could say you can't make the TVA, or can you? If y'all are listening, come get me. Okay, anyways, but yeah, I also that's the end of Loki. I also wanted to say a little teaser for Outer Banks season 2 came out, and I just realized this man John B is supposed to be the same age as me, and I'm just confused. I'm confuzzled. I was taken aback when I saw on that tree it said 2003 to 2020. I was in the middle of losing my mind when I saw that, because I was like, you're telling me this man is supposed to be 17? Yeah. And also, is this season supposed to be taking place in 2020? Is this an alternate timeline 2020? Because I ain't seen no mask. But would it take place in 2021 where like now they're 18? I would love to see it take place in 2021 where they're 18, because it just makes more sense to me that they're like older now and they're not kids and they can do what they want. Also, is it taking place during the summer? Because like Outer Banks took place in 2020. It had to have, right? Because it came out last April. It took place of summer 2020. So do you think that the events of this season are taking place summer 2021, or like this year? Well, this year is 2020. But you think they're taking place now and then they are 18? I would love to see it. I really would. Because I don't want to see them as kids anymore. I want to see at least 8. Well, you're still a kid when you're 18. But legally you're not. Okay. Let me stop. And then I'm skipping that because I wrote about a movie I watched, but I don't even want to talk about it. Okay. So that's it for this segment. Let's move on to the next one.
Artist Spotlight. Yeah.
Yay! Alright, y'all. This Artist Spotlight is goated this week, alright? I got so many things. Okay, Billie Eilish, Lost Cause. You ain't nothing but a lost cause. Yes. So good. That chorus is unmatched. Well, she has a lot of choruses that are like unmatched, but this one is unmatched. It's so good. But I do have my holdbacks. I don't know what the word is, but the verses kind of don't fit with the chorus necessarily, in my opinion. I wasn't getting the same vibe from the verses than I was from the chorus. Or I could say like the pre-chorus where it's like, and this is like, my voice gets so high when it's like, could be anywhere, but it's like a whoo, it's too much empty space, and I'm not really a fan of that. And especially like with her, I don't like her. I don't like. She can't. When she has empty space, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the empty space. Hold on. I'm looking up Anthony. What's his name? Anthony Fantano. Okay. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just gives me, I don't know. It's just weird. Sorry, I got really sidetracked trying to figure out this, there you go. Okay. Yeah, oh my god, I can't even speak right now. Anyways, it's good. And I don't like how people are coming at her. She can release whatever music she wants to. Dang. What if she just wanted to record? What if she just wanted that? Like, she can't release her own music. Like, why are people so like, she released the wrong tracks? I'm like, that's her, up to her. If you're a real fan, you respect her decision. Like, shut up. So annoying. But I also want the hat that she wore in the music video. Although it is not the school I'm going to, I really want it because I could play it off like it's a Boston Red Sox hat. Don't play with me. It's a Brown University hat. I can play it off like it's Boston Red Sox. It is magnificent. Magnificent. It is beautiful. I want that hat, but it is $60. Well, I don't even know how much it is. I think it's $60. But like, although that is not crazy expensive as like the other stuff she wears, is that not crazy expensive for a hat? I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional. Also, I love her choreography. They did like a little dance thing. Like, why is that not a TikTok dance already? Unless I'm not on that side of TikTok, why isn't that a dance already? It is so good. Even though it's like a simple like 2-step, like a simple 5, 6, 7, 8 for her to hop onto, even though I think she is a dancer, but it's a quick 5, 6, 7, 8, and she had that down. And I want to see that on tour. I don't know if I'm going yet. Them tickets kinda are killing me. The least I've seen at the moment is $250, and my heart cannot reasonably buy that. Even though I love Billie, I can't. I literally cannot. Anyways, okay. Moving on. Olivia Rodrigo Sour. I haven't talked. Wait. Did I talk about it? Because I released that. Oh, no. It came out the 21st, right? Yeah. So, I'm so mad at myself because I released my Sour album reaction a little bit late. Not a little bit. I posted at like 10 o'clock at night. And I wanted to get up that afternoon, but I got really sidetracked that day. That was my last day of school. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways. Whomever, excuse me, whomever, I love that album. I can literally play it on loop for I just love it so much. Every single song slaps. There's one song one step forward, 3 steps back, I will listen to all the way if I'm in the mood, but if I'm not, I will skip past it. But every other song, I love every other song. I'll also sometimes skip Driver's License just because I've heard it too many times. But not as much as I skip One Step Forward, 3 Steps Back. But I am in love with this album. I don't know if she'll get nominated for a Grammy. I hope she does. But my loyalty does lie with Billie Eilish. And although I love the both of them, I hate having to pick a side, even though I just did. I hate when I have so many favorite songs, and they all go up against each other. Like, why can't we just have peace and love, peace and love? Why not? Why do you have to put them up against each other? Because I know that it'll be Driver's License versus a Billie Eilish song, you know? Or it'll be Olivia Rodrigo's album versus Billie Eilish. And I will not be able to sit through that because I love them both so much. I won't be able to do it. I won't. Okay, anyways. So my favorite songs right now, I said this in my video, I was like, maybe on a re-listen of Favorite Crime, I'll like it. Favorite Crime, like, is almost number 1. I love that song. My favorite, like, Deja Vu is probably going to be my all-time favorite song just because I love A, the harmonies, and B, the electric guitar in that song is just so good. I love the way it sounds in my headphones. So good. I love the electric guitar. But moving on from that, songs that haven't been necessarily released as a single, I love Favorite Crime, I love Happier, and I love Enough for You. I can relate hardcore to some of those songs on her album. I don't know. I've never been in a relationship. I had never gone through that, but I can relate so hard to almost every single one of her songs, and it's crazy. She just is such a good writer, such a good producer. That guy, Dan, I think his name is. And literally she had me crying on the bus home the other day. Like, I didn't have tears, but I was on the verge of tears when I was on the bus. Possibly because I was tired, but we'll move on. And then last thing is kind of like a re-listen / old school / you know, oh my god, I can't think of antique. Oh my god, what is the word? Retro, antique. Oh, vintage. It's kind of vintage, but let me make sure I'm getting the name of this right. But it's Jay-Z and Linkin Park, and it's Collision Course. Like their little like collab album, which Jay-Z an innovator. That's all I gotta say. Innovator, new, awesome. Linkin Park, innovative, new, awesome. YouTube is sometimes it's always just like a gem, because they have these videos from like years ago that are so old but feel like a time machine. Like, I found this video of, because I love the song Numb Encore with Jay-Z and Linkin Park. I love that song. I've always loved that song. And I was watching a video when these two collaborators met up and were like making the album together, and I was like, let me listen to this album, and Lord, I love. Okay, I need to start. I only listened to the first half of the album, not the last half. But I love how they mix the hip hop with rock, and like they'll have that hip hop beat, but you can hear the drums more. Instead of it being like a digital drum, it's more like a real drum, and then you can hear like the guitar too. Oh, so good. I love the first like 4 songs. I need to listen to the last like 3, I think it is, a little bit more to like really appreciate it. But wait, I think there's a it's not available in my region. I think there's a documentary on Apple Music. We'll figure it out. We will definitely figure that out, because why is it 45 minutes? Okay, maybe it's a music video. But I really want to watch it live. I have them. I watch later on YouTube. I really want to watch them perform the album live. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, love everything. Alright, that's it. That's it for this segment with my artist spotlight. Yeah.
Taking a scroll, ayy, taking a scroll, yeah.
This taking a scroll is possibly the saddest one I've done ever. You can see my tone has changed a little bit, because the news I found out yesterday when I clicked on the Frenemies podcast, and the first comment I saw was, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe you guys fought. I can't believe it's over forever. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. I was so upset. I was so sad, because that podcast, I love that podcast so much. That is the only podcast I have to sit through and watch the whole thing. Like, I can't save the rest for later. I do that with Zayn and Heath's podcast. I like their podcast too, but I will save half of it for later. Like, before I go to bed, I have to sit through the entire Frenemies podcast because I love it so much. That podcast is, I look forward to Tuesdays because of that podcast. And for it to be over, it's just so sad. And I feel like it actually won't come back this time, which is even sadder, because I know that they can work out their problems sometimes. But in my opinion, that conversation should not have been aired at all. Because it really forces, like, the audience to take sides and eventually try to cancel someone, which is not okay, because Trisha has a point and Ethan has a point. If you don't know about what's going on the Frenemies podcast, which is Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein of H3H3, they have a podcast together. And yesterday on the podcast, they were had a discussion about the financials of the podcast and where a certain 5% is going to, and Trisha wanting to have a little bit more creative control over the podcast. And basically the thing that kind of sparked it off was Ethan saying, like, you only come here and talk for 2 hours, or like, you just come here, we do all the work, blah blah blah. But because she said she wanted input, he's like, all you do is come here to like talk. You just come here to work. This is like my producers, my everything. Which I understand. If she really understands herself, and sorry, let me backtrack. I'm using the wrong they go by she, her, they, them. So I should probably backtrack and say they, them, because I feel like that's what they're more comfortable with. Okay. Anyways, I believe that Trisha should have creative control over some parts of the podcast, but they do only their contribution to the podcast is not as much as Ethan's contribution to the podcast, which is why I think they deserve to have a lower percentage of the income, even though that is it's like me going on a podcast with someone who has an established podcast and me getting 50% of the earnings, even though all I do is come there every week and like bring up a few topics or whatever. But I understand where Trisha's coming from, because they do bring a lot of views and attention to the H3 podcast, so they really should get a higher percentage. I agree with that. But that wasn't really their problem. Their problem was, like, not having the creative control, I believe. Or having at least some. Or, like, not... I think the issue was not having enough communication about the financials and not having it, like, written out and explained. Because, to be honest, I think Ethan is telling the truth and is saying, like, this is where the money's going. But he can't really say, like... He can't really say it correctly. Like, does that make sense? Like, he can't really say it correctly or like say it factually, because there's like a lot of things that go into the production that Trisha really doesn't necessarily need to know unless they ask, you know? So it's just, can Dr. Drew fix this? I don't know. And I really would love to see it come back, because that podcast like brings so much energy to my Tuesdays and I look forward to it so much. I understand if Trisha needs to take a break, but I feel like at least Trisha and Ethan should at least reconcile. I don't know what the word is. But should at least have a better, or talk about it privately. And she should like, or they should have like a talk with the crew. Alone. Not on camera. Just by themselves, talking about their opinions and everything, just so everything's out in the air and they can have like a real talk about it. And I feel like then it could come back, because Trisha is not like toxic to the podcast. They bring so much to the podcast. That's like one of the only reasons why I started watching H3 and why I love all the other podcasts now is because of frenemies. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I hope it could be fixed. And I blame Gabby Hanna for all of this, because if Gabby Hanna did not like mentally mess with Trisha would not have been in like this attitude or like this feeling of like a breakdown, sort of, because they said that they had a breakdown, like not about the whole A-Street thing, but a breakdown about the whole Gabby thing, because she was like literally like I feel like making Trisha go like crazy, and not bad crazy, but like what's going on, because Gabby just keeps coming at Trisha with all these things that never happened. If someone did that to me, I'd be questioning my reality so much. I'm like, I don't remember this happening, but you keep insisting that it did, so did it? And I just forgot. Like, I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like so, like, insane. And I feel like because Gabby started, like, this whole thing and then tried to act like it didn't happen, she's so annoying. She's so annoying, and I'm so, like, mad at myself for being a Gabby, like, stan, because she has always been like this. Clearly, she's always been like this, and I still liked her. Like, it's crazy. At least Trisha is changing from what I can see, because I remember Trisha back in 2019, 2018 with the Vlog Squad and everything, and not really liking them that much. And then when the whole like breakdown happened with the Vlog Squad, I was like, okay, I definitely don't like them. Like, they're trying to come at David. Like, I'm not trying to do this. But now I really like Trisha. I really, really do. And I just fully like blame Gabby. Like, she's so annoying. And I'm so mad that that Trisha and Ethan made the podcast about Gabby. Like, I'm so mad because that's what she wanted. And like, Trisha was so right to not want to talk about Gabby, and they finally did, and now the podcast is over. It's just so sad. I hate this. Okay, but yeah, that's my rant about the Frenemies podcast. If anybody from Frenemies is listening to this, please come back, please. I need this podcast in my life. So many people do. Like, so many people love this podcast. Almost people in the comments who are quote unquote hating, they really do love the podcast, and they want everyone to come back, and not for it to be fine again, but for at least maybe a discussion, maybe an acknowledgement, apologies from both sides, like something, because if next Tuesday there's no podcast, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, okay. But yeah, that's it for my nose is so stuffy. But yeah, that's it for the podcast today, guys. Just to let you know, the visual podcast is coming soon. I'm not promising next week, but it might be next week. I already set up the channel, so go subscribe. Search up King, comma, don't forget the comma. King, comma, not Queen. I made a whole YouTube channel for, wait, now I can't find it. King, not Queen. I'm trying to look it up on YouTube just to see if it'll pop up. All of the kings and the queens on the floor. Hello? Where is it? Maybe it's because I have no subscribers. It should be here somewhere. Just look it up. Dang, it's not gonna pop up, is it? Maybe I'll try to link it in the description of this podcast so you guys can see it. But go subscribe to there. I'm so excited to finally have the visual podcast. What else is there? Sorry for being away for so long. I already explained. And my 1 year anniversary episode is coming next week. I'm so excited. Literally, it's 1 year exactly next Thursday. How is that possible? How is that possible? Literally, how is that possible? Because my first episode was on June 7th. Maybe that's when I recorded it. Wait, June 17th, 2020. June 17th, 2020. Now I'm getting sidetracked. Because literally, when was that? June 17th. Oh, it was a Wednesday. I didn't post it on Wednesday. I think I started recording it on the Wednesday. Ow, I just like smacked my teeth together. That really hurt. But yeah, next week is literally like the day anniversary of when I started my podcast. So it's gonna be pretty awesome, pretty cool. I'm so excited. She's 1 year old. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for listening today. Make sure to email me with any stories, shows, movies, music, artists, drama, rants you want me to go on, anything at King Not Queen Pod. Again, it's King Not Queen Pod at gmail.com. Also, if you're a sponsor, you want to sponsor me, I take products over money. You can also email me at King Not Queen Pod. Again, it's King Not Queen Pod, Pod, at gmail.com, because someone stole my other email. And yeah, that's it for this week. I will see you guys, I will literally see you guys next week. So hyped. And yeah, bye.